Form 2 Mathematics, Chapter 7, 7.3b, Part 1, Basic. In the last sections, we have learned how to use some algebraic method to solve the simultaneous linear equations in two unknowns. We learned how to use the method of substitutions to solve the equations to find the exact solutions of the simultaneous linear equations. Here in this part, we will learn another algebraic method of eliminations. The keys of this method is to add or subtract the two equations in order to eliminate one of the two unknowns. 喺呢個方法入邊，我哋會將兩條式相加或者相減，嚟到去 eliminate 去移除去消去其中一個嘅未知數。Let's study example 1. Here you have to solve the simultaneous equations by the method of eliminations. Firstly, let's check the coefficients of the two unknowns. What do you notice about the coefficients of the two unknowns? Here, you will find that for the unknown y, the coefficients of y are a pair of opposite numbers. For this case, we have the coefficients are positive 1 and negative 1 for equation 1 and equation 2 respectively. So we have to add the two equations. We add equation 1 to equation 2. That means for the terms on the left-hand side, we add together. And for the terms on the right-hand side, we also add together. And in this case, after removing the brackets, you will find that the unknown y will be eliminated. And then what you get is one equation in one unknown x. And then you can solve for x. Here you will get 2x equals 10. And so x is equal to 5. After we find the values of x, similar to the method of substitutions, we can just substitute x equals 5 into either one of the equations. Say we choose equation 1. And then we have 5 plus y equals 8. Y is equal to 3. Finally, we can write down the solutions. For this case, the solution is x equals 5 and y equals 3. Actually, we can use another way to solve the same questions. Let's check the coefficients of the two unknowns again. For this case, when you check the coefficients of x, what do you notice? Here you find that the coefficients of x are the same in both equations. Both are positive 1. So for this case, we can subtract the two equations as follows. We can have equation 1 minus equation 2. So for the terms on the left-hand side, we have bracket x plus y minus bracket x minus y equals x minus 2. Remember to put the bracket. And then we can remove the bracket. So for this case, you find that x minus x, x eliminate, and then what's left is an equations in one unknown y. We can solve for y. We will have y plus y, 2y equals 6. Still we get y equals 3. And similarly, you can substitute y equals 3 into either equations. Then you will have x plus 3 equal 8. And so x is equal to 5. And finally, you have the same set of solutions. X equals 5 and y equals 3. Let's study some more examples of using the method of eliminations to solve the simultaneous equations. For these questions, still, we label them as equation 1 and equation 2. For this case, check the coefficients of the two unknowns. Here, you will find that for y, the unknowns are a pair of opposite number, positive 2 and negative 2. So this is case 1. And for this case, when the coefficients are a pair of opposite numbers, we can add the two equations, and then y will be eliminated, and then you can solve for x. So for this case, we add equation 1 to equation 2, and then we will get, for the left hand side and for the right hand side, we have 9 plus 3. After removing the brackets, you will find that y is eliminated, and then we have x plus 3x, we get 4x equals 12. So x equals 3. After we found the values of x, we can substitute x equals 3 into either equations. Say we choose equation 1. And then we have 3 minus 2y equals 9. So we have negative 6 equals 2y. So y is equal to negative 3. Finally, we have the solutions of these equations is x equals 3 and y equals negative 3. Let's study one more example to learn the basic skills of using the method of eliminations. Here, for these questions, when you check the coefficients of the two unknowns, what do you notice? Here, for the unknown x, you will find that the coefficients are the same. Both are positive 5. So this is case 2. For case 2, when the coefficients are the same, we can subtract the two equations. And for this case, we can have equation 1 minus equation 2. So for the left-hand side, we do the subtractions on the terms. And also for the right-hand side, we have 3 minus 1. Remember to put the brackets. And then for this case, after removing the brackets, we will have the unknown x is eliminated, and then we will have one equation in one unknown y, and we can solve for y. And for this case, 2y minus y equals y on the left hand side. So y is equal to 2. After we found the values of y, we can just substitute y equals 2 into, say, it is easier to use equation 2. We will have 5x plus y equals 1. So you will have 5x equals minus 1, and x equals negative 1 over 5. And finally, we have the solutions of these equations is x is equal to negative 1 over 5, and y equals 2.